Welcome back to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week we talk about the greatest American soccer player, Jordan Morris. We talk about the U.S. men's national team roster. We get to complain about that. And we're going to talk about the favorites for the MLS Cup of 2025 Chicago Fire. Nobody called me out on that. Perfect. All right, this is DPG. This is James. I am FC Neo Tokyo. And James, what is the important message that we need to tell people before we get to all the fun?
First off, thanks for stopping by, Enemies of the Fire. Kick that like button. Help us hit our goal of 500 subscribers this year. And on top of that, we just wanted to quickly shout out Section 8 Fire for Food 2025, an awesome little thing that we do here with that we support from afar, hosted by the Greater Chicago Food Depository, where $1 goes to help 3 meals. We'll have the link in the description. Thanks for taking a look and trying to and helping, or even thinking about helping. It all helps. Greatly appreciate that, guys. All right, moving on. What's going on here, boys? Speaking of feeding the hungry, or
speaking of feeding the hungry,
here we go.
Here comes Leo Messi. The questions were: is he going to make it back in time to play Chicago, which is on April 14th or April 13th, I believe.
13th.
Get your tickets. You can still get your tickets. In fact, pretty available ticketing. So I wonder if how that's going to go right now, because
everybody's holding their tickets.
He's no-showed Chicago before.
Twice. He has no-showed twice. Now, he was legitimately injured both times. Now, I'm concerned because I thought we had a game so early in the season, there was no way I was going to miss Messi. But now he hasn't played in the last 2 games. But you showing me this, that he's going to Jamaica. I don't know what to make of it. DPG, are we seeing him this year? We seeing him?
I think we're going to see him. I think, considering that the game itself is going to be on a Sunday afternoon, was it it's a Sunday 3 p.m. game or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Game.
It looks like, take a look at his knee.
Yeah, so
he's doing some stretches, looking limber.
So I think he's going to show up. I think he's going to show up, and I think it's going to be a packed Soldier Field.
I hope you're right.
That knee bends.
Right. I hope I'm right too, because I want to sell my tickets. But yeah, that's besides the point.
I want to see him, man. I've never seen him live. James, you ever seen Messi live?
No, I have not, and I would love to see him live. And speaking of seeing him live,
I love it. I love it.
The flying fridge, as we so call him here on Enemies of the Fire, Jordan Morris has had some great things happen to him where he made history as their all-time leading goal scorer, and as a Jordan Morris as the leading scorer, as the leader of the Jordan Morris fan club on Enemies of the Fire. What's going on here, Toke?
Dude, it's incredible. So Jordan Morris, famously of the Jordan Morris theorem, when a player is happy, he'll play well. Is living his best life, dude. He surpassed Raul Diaz, which, by the way, is without a club, and we are a team without a backup striker. Anyway, I digress. So he passed him.
You're right.
They passed him for all-time leading scorer, which, if you look at the list of the leading scorers in Seattle history, at least for the MLS team, it is a list of phenomenal human beings. I love every second of it. But beyond that, dude, it's good to see a guy like he is a club legend. You know, Dempsey did some shit. Obafemi Martins did some stuff. Raul Diaz did some stuff. The thing is, Roldan brothers, but no one, I don't think, will ever be remembered like Jordan Morris has because of what he's done in that city. That's
your little rant. That's your little Jordan Morris rant right there. You know,
I'm happy for
the athletic fridge.
The most athletic fridge.
I will never forgive him for not going to Europe. That's my take.
He did. He blew his knee out.
No, he didn't go.
He went to Swansea. He played in Swansea, January 22nd.
His knee
no, but it didn't. Who wasn't he supposed to go to Germany?
Leverkusen. I'm pretty sure
Leverkusen at the beginning, at the beginning
of
his career.
He trained with Werder Bremen.
Oh, that's who it was. Bremen was talking about signing him, and he decided to stay in college so he could go to Seattle instead of go to Bremen.
Don't you remember that interview with who was that?
Jermaine Jones.
Yeah, freaking Jermaine Jones calling him out. I honestly think that had he gone to Europe, had he gone to Germany at the beginning, he probably would have been 2 times the player he is now. Like
Maybe,
you get that.
but if you're unhappy, like look at Freddie Adu. You think Freddie Adu's been happy anywhere he's gone?
You know what?
Freddie
Adu's a whole different other situation,
okay, it was
man.
just the first name that came to mind. How about
he's so versatile.
Brown?
He's so versatile, guys. He plays winger, he plays striker. He does that. He does it all.
He's fast.
Are you telling me like
being a white guy, he doesn't usually look fast, and being a square, he doesn't usually look fast, but he's very fast.
You think he would have been like Jordan Morris would have been like a failure in Europe, like kind of like Taylor Twellmen when he didn't Taylor Twellmen go to like 18-16 Munich or something like that?
He did. Now it's like, listen, I'm not that guy that's all in on this, but let's not pretend there isn't, or at least at that time, for sure, the mid 2000s, even the mid 2010s. A bias against the American. Like, it's kind of what happened to Pulisic just recently. They were like, Mason Mount, Pulisic, and it's like, it's obvious who was better. But like, there is still that thing of like, they weren't good enough. And I think he was actually a part of Swansea's plan, and had his knee not exploded, I think he would have stayed I think he would have been at Swansea a couple seasons and come back.
Would you call Jordan Morris injury prone?
I always get that vibe from him.
He's had that vibe, but I think the problem is he's had normal knocks like everybody else, but he's had 2 major surgeries. Like, that's the thing. He blew out both knees. It was like 2018 exploded.
Like Derrick Rose's
2021
knees.
Exploded. Yeah, just
Derrick Rose's knees. Yeah,
and he's back, and he's still fast, and he's still like
So like what you're saying is that he's due for another injury then.
No, well, he just got hurt. He literally just got hurt. After breaking that record, he got hurt in CONCACAF Champions League.
Him and Paul Areola both got hurt. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame, man. I've always got an eye on what Seattle's doing.
Well,
man.
let me bring you guys
Paul
up.
Areola's fine. Paul Areola's fine at home.
Oh yeah, he's well taken care of. He's well taken care of. And speaking of well taken care of, I'm thinking of the U.S. men's national team and women's national team fans here, and I just want to give a little uplift because another shout out for Toke here of the JP Dellacamera, leader of the JP Dellacamera fan club here.
I told James before the show, I don't even know why or how it came up. I don't even know how or why it came up.
24 out, the shot taken, and he scored!
JP Dellacamera, in my opinion, is the best soccer announcer America's ever had. I think he deserves some flowers. I think he is the best announcer we have ever had in America for American soccer. JP Dellacamera love all day. Every chance I get.
McInerney drives it up. Spurting it up the bar. Still loose.
Yeah, okay, fine.
James, please stop while we're still legal.
He sounds he's okay. I mean, he's no yeah, I don't know. He's pretty damn good.
No, you guys disagree? Who is it? Do I just have rose-colored glasses from when I first fell in love with the sport, or what?
I mean,
who would you say?
I don't know. I mean, if we're talking, I'm just thinking about Pat Foley as if that's my comparison.
I don't mind Taylor Twellmen.
Oh, I mean soccer announcers here in America. American soccer announcers.
I don't know. I don't know if
people who have announced during, like, Ian Dark is the other one, right? That really did all the old stuff.
I mean, if we're talking about general announcers here, then I mean it's a whole long list.
It's a long list.
Yeah, you're talking about all sorts of craziness when you talk that. But I'm saying U.S. soccer, the important calls, the best calls. JP Dellacamera was my favorite forever.
I mean, you guys sounds pretty excited.
Is that when they won, like, oh no, that's way older.
That's way older.
What year did they win where they scored like 2 goals in 18 seconds or whatever?
Wait, you got to hear this.
I forget what. We've lost James now in
I know. We got him in hockey now. We got him involved in hockey.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
There's no coming back. That's
No.
okay. I'll just edit this whole.
Just put, you know what? Just
Back to the other end.
yeah. Just
Crawford fought it off. Rebound. It's
man,
played to center for
best
Oh, we're
announcer Jim
definitely gonna
Ross.
get dinged. I can't show that.
No, you cannot.
Yeah.
You gotta stop.
Yeah.
You gotta stop.
Yeah.
No, I just like I said, it just came up in conversation, and I was glazing JP Dellacamera, and I want to know, you guys both hemmed and hawed. Who's your favorite soccer announcers then?
I couldn't even tell you.
Couldn't even.
Ian Dark. There's a name.
That is a name. That is a name.
I got 2 people in mind.
Who's that?
I got
You said Taylor.
Yeah, well, I mean, Taylor's decent for an MLS guy, but the one guy that kind of sticks out to me, and I don't know why, I don't know if it's because I used to watch Premier Leagues back in the day, is that one guy that used to announce Premier League games. I forgot his name, but he's always, oh man, I forgot his name. He's especially in the '90s, he was big. Like he would call out the best matches.
That's the cat that FIFA had forever, right? The game.
Yeah. Yes, that guy. Him, and I think if you're talking about MLS, granted that I'm huge Fire fan. And me thinking about all the past Fire fan announcers, I gotta obviously Frank Klopp's very biased. That's a given.
Frank Klopp is like a Ron Santo. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Yeah. Who was the other cat that had that Irish accent? I forgot his name.
I do too. It's not Terens, was it? That guy was pretty nice.
No.
He actually went. He went. After MLS, he went to go do WWE, but now he's back.
Oh yeah, and then he did you're right. That's killing me. I forget because he did it when the Comcast
Kevin
had
Egan.
it. Yes,
Kevin Egan, and also
yes.
the one that we had last year before the Apple deal. That thankfully he's not part of the Apple. Is it Terens? Was it Terens?
It's Taylor Terens or
the guy from 2 years ago.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. It's something Terens, but yeah,
I got to meet him. I got to meet him in person 2 years ago. Awesome dude. I even told him dude, I hope you get a job, man. I hope you freaking announce MLS games on the Apple. And luckily, there you go. Luckily, I think Apple.
Terens, yep.
I think Apple already has him under his pool.
He did a Fire game either late. Yeah, he did a Fire game late in the season last year, and everybody was pretty hyped about it. I don't think much of him as an announcer, really, but I really love. James had it. That's exactly what I was talking.
Tony, I love Tony Meola. Yeah. I don't know why.
Some great stories, man.
Yeah, I don't get why people don't like. I've heard people say, "Oh no, he's not a good announcer." He's perfect. He'll bring you some backstory. He'll bring you his own experience. If you want somebody that can tell you everything that from a player's perspective, that's him. Arlo White wasn't bad either, but I think he only did a few games, not enough for me to be like, "Oh my god, he
was the sounder guy for a couple years."
Yeah.
He was doing local Sounders games, it's just wild. Yeah, it's funny that we constantly throw love their way, but there was a point in time where Taylor and
you mean Tyler? Was it Tyler?
No. The Total Soccer Show people.
Okay.
Daryl and Taylor were doing the announcing for the Richmond Kickers. Actually.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
that which is crazy, which is funny to think, but dude, that's getting involved in your local community soccer, which is something we should all do. Which all right, James, I'm going to do the poor transition this time. Talking about our local soccer. Oh, you got the U.S. ranks up there. I thought you were going to talk the leagues because MLS.
Oh, okay. Let me go find it for you.
He's got to find it.
What are you looking for?
You got to find it.
We're the 9th ranked
MLS.
league in the world. Major
We're
League
better
Soccer.
than Liga MX. I don't know how, but we're somehow better than Liga MX.
Well, I mean, I say it all the time. 1 through 11, MLS is just as good, if not better, than Liga MX. It's where 12 through 30 is where we falter.
Yeah,
greatly. But I mean, the championship is number 10. I don't know. I feel pretty confident with these rankings.
you know what? I don't mind that because I remember 20 years ago, back in the early 2000s, a lot of people used, and this is back when MLS was like down to like to their last 6 or 8 teams or whatever. A lot of people at that time were saying this was comparable to the championship. Second, so the fact that now we're better than the championship in terms of these rankings, that's a good step.
It is. But what's funny is Belgium is in front of us, and we've had a few Belgian players, or not, but like guys from the Belgian league come to MLS. Because Kuipers being a main one, because I think I'm going to say something crazy. I think you can get a bigger profile playing in MLS than say in Belgium.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's more eyeballs.
It feels like it. I mean, we consistently draw like in one of the top leagues in the world, but it's about the play on the field, which, even last week we were talking about guys finally, when you sign them, they come over and perform how you expect, right? There's no more just like the massive flops of guys with big names aren't happening as regularly. I mean, Marco Royce aside.
I mean, no, you're right about that. You're right about that because I know there was a period between 2000, not even that, ever since the beginning of MLS up to maybe 2010. You had an influx of all these like veteran or aging European players that were amazing in their prime, and they will come to the MLS, play a handful of games, and then that was it. And then a lot of times,
it was crazy. Even the Americans would do it. Claudio Reyna came back and blew out his knee like 6 games in. Was like, I'm done.
Yeah. So I remember they had the whole Lothar Matthäus went to the Metro Stars.
God.
That was a failure on its own. If you ever read the story, that was a failure. I was surprised that Stoichkov actually worked out for us the way he did. Obviously, we
obviously shit got wild afterwards.
Yeah, shit got wild afterwards. But
James, didn't you interview Stoichkov?
No, I interviewed his buddy Piotr Nowak.
I knew the Novak. I thought okay, fair. So, talking about that, James, how do you feel about Major League Soccer standing in the world? Are you impressed? Do you think it's overrated? Do you think it's underrated?
If MLS is the 9th best in the world, it's not good enough. So let me spell it out to you this way. Where does MLS rank in the pantheon of American sports? Below NHL hockey, below NCAA football, maybe just above NCAA basketball when it's not March Madness.
I want to say it ranks a little bit higher than NHL.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
You don't think?
No, it doesn't. It's nowhere near. You'd be shocked to know that the NHL makes more than double the MLS TV deal. More than double, not double, more than double.
You want the Apple deal?
So the Apple deal is kind of a joke. So the Apple deal is not what it seems it is, because they claim that it takes about 80 million or so in just production costs. So that's 250 million minus 80 million right out the gate for each season.
Well, no, MLS is not fitting the bill for production cost. Apple is.
I don't know if that's true. We don't know. I don't know if that is true.
No, that was part of the deal because that's what
go look that. Can you Google that for me while I diatribe? So
let me say this. So
I'm not done yet. So I'm not done yet though, because it's not just. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Take over.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die on this hill. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm not trying to.
I was gonna say this because you go to the United Center. How many people can you fit in the United Center?
18 to 22,000.
Okay, 18 to 22. The Fire can easily, on an average day, get 22,000 people. If it's like a nice, warm summer day.
Yeah, but the Chicago goes up. They don't have the ability to charge Blackhawks prices.
They don't. That is true.
I mean,
and Chicago typically
you pay. Like, your seats are good money, man. Like, I mean, I'm with the poors, man. I'm in the supporter section. I get it, but like,
so the MLS deal though, guys, they make about 250 million a season, right? subtract the 80 million from it, that's 250. That's 180 million, 170 million split between 30 MLS teams. So the NHL, it's like 450 million or so, maybe 480, somewhere around that range per season, split between the 30 to 32 NHL teams. That's a lot more bigger piece of the pie for each one of those teams. And so it goes more for basketball, even more for NFL, obviously. But what at the end of the day, though, here's the other thing that's shocking. The MLS Apple TV deal, how lucrative has that been for Apple? The question is, if they're paying 200 million a season, 250 million a season, I have to double check the math there, but if they're paying that much right now, it would take at least 2 million subscribers at the full price of $99 to hit about 198, 199 million, or 199 to even out the cost, or to meet it almost. And the thing is, they were not trending at they were barely trending above 1 million subscribers before Leo Messi signed with Inter Miami. When he signed with Inter Miami, MLS doubled its subscriptions almost immediately. Like, their subscriptions doubled. It went from like 1 million to about 2 million. And so that is not
but I want to call something out,
profitable. So Apple is not making a profit out of this. And on top of that, they don't even really push it. They don't really advertise it. And one of the other things is how many fans have been left behind by the absence of consistent MLS soccer on over-the-air television.
Well, here's the thing. We're talking about NHL MLS. I can guarantee you that Messi has sold more jerseys than probably all the NHL teams combined.
I mean, that's possible. I would believe that if someone said it, but then also but you also got to count too all the knockoffs and stuff that you see. How many hundreds of Messi jerseys been sold the last 2 Miami games here on the sidewalk leading the Soldier Field?
That is true.
You feel me? Dude, I was at a mall recently. I swear to God, it was the place by the airport. And in just regular H&M or some shit had Messi set up in the window.
Messi-esque, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. But if you think back beyond the jerseys and think about what James is saying about this Apple deal. So I'm of two minds about this. The first and foremost is my own selfish enjoyment. I've had it. I love it as a product. I literally will come home from the game. I'll throw on 360, watch the whole fucking thing. I'll watch the Fire game. Then when it's done, I literally will rewind 360 and watch that all. You know what I mean? I go back and watch the games. I watch 360 all the time, and I love it as a product. And I think what everybody is missing, because everybody's really short-sighted, is Apple doesn't give a single solitary fuck if they make a penny off of this. This is a proof of concept because in 10 years, every other league is going to be on a streaming service this, and we're all going to be like,
do you think Apple comes back? Do you think Apple comes back? Does Apple come back with a similar deal, a lesser deal, more deal?
Who knows? It could go to Roku, right? Who knows at that point? But the whole point of this deal after 10 years is that Apple proves to the NFL or anybody else they can do it. And then, you were right, though, by the way. MLS is taking the production costs. Now,
but here's the thing. Here's one thing to keep in mind.
And it's 250 million annually. So 250 minus 80 million. Bam, already.
I don't think anybody cares about.
And this is the 9th best league in the world?
No, listen, I'm going to tell you the honest God truth.
I mean, there's MLS teams that are worth more than Premier League teams.
Hey, they just want to be first. I don't think anybody involved in this deal cares about making money. It's about being first, creating the best possible product, and being on the bleeding edge of what everybody else is going to do soon. So if you're already, they want everybody involved, Apple, MLS, and all the teams want to be first. The money is secondary because the idea is you print money later.
Well, here's the thing too, is prior to the Apple deal, at that point, every MLS team had their own broadcast rights. And for the Chicago market, it was like a cluster. you didn't know if you needed to get a subscription for, NBC Chicago. You didn't know if you needed to get a subscription for Marquee Sports. You didn't know if, you had to watch it on, ESPN subscription. You had no idea. And it was bad. And on top of that, you add on the blackouts. So just because, you had a subscription doesn't mean that you will be able to watch it. You dealt with blackouts, and that was horrible on its own.
Dude, think about like when the Fire were on Comcast, you had to go for like channel 37, 37.2 or whatever, and it wasn't in HD.
Well, they have to do that for the Blackhawks and the Bulls games too.
And here's the thing though, is that yes, for the Chicago market, that was the situation, is that you had to watch it in these obscure sports channels, and you might have I think at one point, I remember you had to have cable to watch the Fire. Like there was, even if you got a subscription,
in order
through
to watch
some
the
sort of, through watch through a streaming service, what they would do is that if you didn't have the cable box like Xfinity,
they were on NBC,
even if you had the subscription to the sports channel, they will literally block it out. They'll say this program
it's blacked out. Yeah,
it's blacked out for local market.
Were you guys watching MLS when they did Direct Kick?
I remember that.
I was going to games, but
it was so dumb because it blacked out in your local market. And it was like, I want this to see my local game. Like I'll put it this way. I was in Peoria. I'm like, why is the game blocked out? I'm 3 hours away, man. And I'm like, I want to watch my team.
That's crazy.
But you know what too? Like, I know, the MLS is not making any money from the Apple deal. That's fine. If they are, great. But the problem, the caveat to that is that you have more eyeballs on the product now. Like if somebody from the middle of nowhere in Oregon or someone in Idaho wanted to watch the Fire, it's just a one-stop go. It's not.
It's true.
Oh my God!
It's the price of a ticket. And also, but the other problem is, what happens when Leo Messi leaves?
Well, let's hope that the MLS keeps some of those subscribers. Maybe
the idea is to keep people, but hopefully they make some massive rule changes and allow the rosters to be better to keep more people subscribing. I as a product, I love it. Like I absolutely think it's awesome. I love every second of it. Like I said, I legit, if I don't go back that same night, I'll wake up Sunday morning and throw on 360 and watch all the I love it. But I'm an MLS sicko. Like I remember I would make sure I watched the USL game on Friday night on Fox Soccer Channel, like I'm a weirdo. I get it. But I don't know.
Another weirdo, Paul Tenorio, saying he agrees with you. Basically, a great guy, Paul Tenorio. I was just joking. But more evidence piled up of that, how MLS teams need to change how they spend their money. Just looking at FC Cincinnati and how they spent more than $30 million this offseason. This problem, they could only spend that $30 million on a few spots.
So I think we've actually talked about this whole roster situation on this channel before. And we've had mentioned that, MLS should just get rid of all these special designated spots. Like, just let the teams decide how, here's the salary cap, here's the max limit of foreign players you can have, and that's it.
Yeah, go.
Does that maintain parity, or because MLS has probably the closest, it has the most parity of any leagues out there. The top and the bottom are a lot
MX
closer.
flips on its head all the time.
So here's the thing about that, though, is that if the MLS were to do that, where they'll just say, here's the salary cap, this is the limit of foreign players you can have starting on your starting 11, and that's it. The problem with that is that now you put the owners on the spot. You put the club owners on the spot. They can go ahead and spend money, or they can just go ahead and be the last place team every year. There's owners that don't care, that they're just there to get some of that residual.
How long before Detroit and Indianapolis and Oakland start biting and saying, if they ain't trying, let's relegate.
Well, that's a possibility too, but I like to think that
that's not a possibility ever in this world.
I mean, you never know, but I also like to think that Joe Mansueto.
I'll make you $100 bet right now on air.
What?
Europe will lose promotion relegation before America gets it, at least in our top flight, because I don't want to hear no bullshit about like USL like college kids promoting and relegating.
And before DPG answers whether or not he's going to take the bet, we're going to take a break here on Enemies of the Fire. Be right back, and you'll learn whether or not DPG's taking that bet. Make sure you guys pump that like button, subscribe. It helps pay the bills around here. It's not much, but I greatly appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys next time. I mean, on the other side of this message from Enemies of the Fire.
Oh my God! Welcome back, fellow Enemies of the Fire. Anyway, I apologize. I'm sorry. We are here to talk about the Nations League roster that Pochettino just dropped into the timeline. I don't know, man. I don't know. Rosters. Gentlemen, who's really taken a look at this yet? Has anybody? I haven't.
No, I haven't either.
Me neither. I wanted it to be fresh. I just knew it happened. So, actually, I take that back. I did hear two names. James, did you see this beforehand? You had to. You prepped it.
I got it.
No, I didn't get a chance to take a look at it, but let's start with the goalkeepers. Patrick Schulte, Zach Steffen, and Matty Turner.
How do we feel?
I mean, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm like, where is the real U.S. number one for the 2026 World Cup? Is it really going to be Zach Steffen? Is it really going to be Matt Turner? Is it really going to be Patrick Schulte? Maybe if I have a little more faith. I just don't know. Is this really going to be the World Cup right here? One of these three is going to be starting in the World Cup. I can't believe that there's nobody better.
That's a loaded word, but let's break this down. In my opinion, I'm a little bit on your side because of this. I think Chris Brady is better than Patrick Schulte, and then Zach Steffen's not bad, but like, man, things are rocky. If he is the number one by the World Cup, that's one of the greatest redemption stories in human history.
Oh my God, come back up.
And then Matt Turner is not. I'm not gonna lie. I was a Steffen over Turner guy, and Turner then played well. And ever since like the World Cup, Turner has fallen off a cliff. Now he's playing for Crystal Palace, we found out, but like, I don't know, man. He plays in the Premier League. I guess you shouldn't talk shit about that, but man, it's tough to feel confident.
You guys want to move on to defenders, unless you got
goalkeepers are goalkeepers, man. I mean, it's a mixed bag. I mean, I don't have any opinions on it. It's either or. I mean, like you guys mentioned, Matt Turner is kind of trying to revive his career again, and Zach Steffen, for whatever reason, I kind of feel like he's been on this whole process for like 7 years already, and the comeback
has been 7 years.
I don't see a number one on this list. On that short list of goalkeepers, I'm like, I don't see a guy who I'm like, yep, that's the number one guy right there. It's not clear, and it's clearly not that, in my opinion, as well.
We were spoiled for 30 years. That's part of the problem. We had some of the best keepers on planet Earth for 30 years.
I mean, at least the milkman's not there because, I'm sorry, time has passed him by. Sean Johnson of the great Chicago Fire. It's passed him by, but that's the same thing I feel about Matt Turner. It's the same thing I feel about Zach Steffen. It's not passed by Patrick Schulte. It might be his time, but I'm still looking at this like, how is there nobody better to choose from?
I think Chris Brady could be considered in this mix, but then again, if you think about that doesn't make me feel that much better.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I mean,
and Gago Slonina thinking he was going to be in line. Nope.
No,
I mean, it's never who you. Yeah, it's not easy to predict these things.
No. It's not easy being green. And speaking of green, we'll talk about the big green. That's right, Cameron Carter-Vickers. Defenders include Marlon Fossey, Mark McKenzie, Tim Ream, Chris Richards, Anthony Robinson, the Jedi, and Joe Scallywag, and Austin Trusty but Rusty. And
I don't see why they keep calling back Tim Ream. Like,
he's the Beyond Anthony Robertson, who else is good? Who else? Who else?
This is the time.
You need that leadership. You need that leadership.
How old is Tim Ream?
35.
No, he's got to be 36.
I think, Tim, you need that leadership. Look at that group. You need that leadership.
37.
Oof.
37.
Oof.
All right, yeah.
He's going to be 38 next year.
He could easily do that leadership stuff on the bench as a coach.
Well,
if they kick Zlatan off the team when he was 39, I can barely, I can't see a reason.
He's not going to play. He's there for the leadership.
Okay,
Mark
so you could have
Austin Trusty, these guys, and they need some help. We have some talent at that position. I've been a Mark McKenzie truther for a long time, and I like Chris Richards is doing really good things. And I mean, the center back.
I want somebody who's doing great things. And that's
Tim Ream has become the Jeff Agus of this team. Like early 2000s, he has become the Jeff Agus of this team.
Yeah, the guy like him, he's still around.
Yeah,
man, I feel like Pablo Mascheroni was around a lot longer than he should have been.
Yeah,
I love Pablo though. He's so great.
Pablo was pretty great.
He's a smart guy.
But I don't know how. Like Austin, I mean, obviously Anthony Robinson, the truth, but like Joe Scally's got to play right back, right? I mean, Dest is back, which let's all for a second bask in the glory that Serginho Dest being back from injury is right now.
Crazy's back. Crazy is back. You're right.
It's back.
Crazy is
he
back.
didn't make the team, but
he just came back.
But he just came back, so that explains why.
Pochettino was smarter than that. He's like, I don't want this guy pissed off on the field. I don't want a walking yellow card.
No.
Dude, Serginho Dest is gonna prove to you. He's
gonna prove. Yeah, he's gonna prove to me when he does like a sliding tackle from behind. You're right.
Dog, one of the best players one of the best players ever for one of the best teams to ever exist. Drop kicked a man in the stands. All right, don't talk to me about.
You know what? You see,
Guys,
you don't talk. Okay, don't you dare talk about King Eric like that, bro.
All right,
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
How do you feel about our defense? How do you feel?
It's not as bad a problem as the goalkeeping, where I'm like at least I see some reason to have hope. I have seen some people I can trust with a job back there, but it's not really a comfortable position. I'll tell you that. It's good, but is it good enough? No.
I think so, and I think some of these kids
it's the best they can do. Here's the thing: it's the best they can do. But I'm looking to win the World Cup, and this does not win the World Cup.
You know what? I kind of have to agree with James there, because like that out of the outside the midfield and the forwards, and I guess to a certain extent the goalkeepers, like that the defense has always been like, it's never been like a set in stone, like you're starting for or whatever. It's always been a mixed bag.
I mean, it's been a mixed bag, but look, listen, Trusty, McKenzie, Richards, you've got youth there, and one of those guys is going to come good. And if you compare, if Chris Richards,
that's a lot of hope,
can keep his performance high, and you can stick him next to Cameron Carter-Vickers in an important game, I feel confident that they'll bully their way through it.
What about
Mark? I feel good about that with Dest and Jedi on the sides.
What about Mark?
I'm happy with defense. Go to the midfield. Tell me all about it. Fossey's a kid. He plays right back. For Standard Liège.
For Standard Liège.
Standard Liège.
Oh, whatever.
Get it right, bro.
Pricks.
Yeah, but what about Mark McKenzie? And where does he fit into that?
Dude, he's a center back. Mark McKenzie seems to always have very awful, terrible, bad luck every time he plays for the U.S. But this kid is slowly putting together a solid career. He's playing in France.
Like 23 games already?
Yep. Dude, he's a valued member of the team. He's wearing number 3.
I mean, when you gotta play PSG. When you have to play PSG and throughout the year, I mean, hey, and he started. Hey, I think,
I'm all about. Listen, I've been a Mark McKenzie truther for a long time, and I hyped him up.
Whose
and they
lineup?
proceeded.
Whose lineup is that?
Oh God! Oh God!
I don't
Oh
know.
man.
Just
USMNT takes.
Just
We don't even follow him. But,
all right, hold on. We gotta get through the rest of the roster.
let's finish
the midfielders, because we got midfield talk.
Well,
We got midfield talk.
Tyler Adams.
Gentlemen.
Tyler Adams, who's been playing out of his mind ever since he came back from injury.
After Took
Like I
discovered that he
said,
was playing
for a top 10 English Premiership club, he's got to be starting. Johnny Cardoso, who's going to be battling for a spot, playing really, really well for Real Betis, possibly coming to bottom feeders Tottenham here in the future. Diego Luna, well, actually, let's hear from the man himself, actually.
Oh,
Well, I think he's a player that we follow from the day that we signed in the USA national team, and of course, yes, we can. We want to give another possibility, not only in the January camp, if not to have continuity. He's a player that can provide different things during the game. And yes, and I think it's important for him to feel the confidence from us. And I think he was good in the January camp, and that is why we wanted to provide the possibility to join us again.
Diego Luna might be
Well, I
starting.
think he's
dude, I think like for sure. Let's Oh no, finish off the group, then we'll talk.
All right,
Finish
well,
off the
you
group.
got Weston McKennie, who, he's got to start.
Oh yeah.
You got Giovanni Reyna, who, I'm sorry, you could punt him. And
Agreed.
And Tanner Tessman, he might be riding the bench, even though I'm very excited for him. He might be riding the bench here.
Oh yeah,
because
Tanner Tessman is not a starter on this team.
Yeah.
I say you start Diego Luna in that advanced midfielder role. Like Gio Reyna, it's over, man. Like he's gotta go somewhere.
This guy
and
is
play
Reyna
soccer.
starting? Nope.
Oh my god.
No, it's gonna be
He's gotta
Luna.
go somewhere and play soccer first before I
yeah,
even want him on the team again.
If he can't cut it in Dortmund, I mean, at that point, you might have to consider playing like in Serie B, Championship football, second
The
division
USL
Spain.
team should take a flyer on him.
I wouldn't go
You know
that far.
what? Bring him back to Chicago.
MLS
Bring him to Chicago.
MLS
Let's say if Greg can work with him.
MLS.
That'd be
that's
spicy for the memes.
That would be spicy.
Oh God, I want it so bad.
That will be the most awkward locker room.
It could get awkward though. I mean, but as long as Greg has the ability to just be like, hey, do I have the ability to like kick his ass out the locker room? If he does, become a problem immediately, then they're like, and they sign off on that. I'm like, all right, let's bring him in.
Well, let's stop laughing at him. What do you do? Like, listen, I understand this. You know what this is? Actually, I bet Gio Reyna starts. You know why? Because I don't know if you guys remember, but all through the late 2000s and early 2010s, when a U.S. guy was struggling at his European club and couldn't get minutes, somebody, whether it was Arena or Bradley or somebody, was giving him minutes to put him in the window to shop him.
You know what? I think we got rid of that strategy because that's not a very good strategy. Like the best national teams in the world don't even pull that shit off.
So the best
You gotta
national
earn
teams
your
in the
spot.
world, though, tend to have good strikers and good
Well, that is
forwards. So U.S. might have a world-class forward in Christian Pulisic. It looks like they do. But beyond him, who else are we excited about here? Patrick Agyamang, Yunus Musa, Christian Pulisic, Josh Sargent, Timothy Weah, Brian White.
Brian White,
yeah, you gotta give me some background on that guy. That's the first time I've heard of him.
Oh, he plays for Vancouver. He's good. He just this is like that, like, oh, let's get him in camp and let's see what he like. This is like he's not even gonna touch the ball. He's not gonna play.
What is he?
He's just
29
coming
years
to camp.
old.
Is he 29?
He's 29 years old. He's scored 47 goals on the wing for Vancouver since 2021, which is...
How is he 29? I thought he was... Damn.
Is he... at that point, you should have just brought Jordan Morris.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But there you go.
So hold on though. Yeah, I thought he was younger. Never mind. Yeah, this seems really you know what this is? This is the ripcord option. Remember when Jurgen started and everybody was like, why the hell does he keep calling Eddie Johnson in? And then Eddie Johnson started scoring goals and then got that move to Seattle and everything was cool.
Eddie Johnson. Yeah.
Eddie Johnson, if you're out there in the ether, you are the coolest. I am a huge Eddie Johnson fan.
Damn, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
MLS Transfer says it's crazy because what are the MLS haters gonna say now? That Poch doesn't know what he's doing? Like Greg with this?
Why?
With this?
There's not many MLS
Brian
guys.
White.
No, Brian White is one of them.
Agumang and
Schulte
and what? Trusty.
Trusty.
Because he's back in Colorado, right? I don't even remember where Trusty is. But I don't know, guys. The US team, well, A, Musa as a forward, that confounds me. But B, like the US team, like we only have so many like of high quality players. And then once you get down to like third striker, it becomes a pool of muck. Like I would not say, I mean, Josh Sargent is playing really well right now, but Josh Sargent, I would never, I don't know, man. I like Haji Wright. I know Balogun doesn't seem to be playing. Like,
yeah, where's Balogun at? Is he hurt?
I think he's just riding the pine. He's somewhere in France now, right?
He's been in France.
You know who Joe Reyna reminds me? I forgot the guy's name, man, but it was a kid that he played. It was an English kid that played in Bayern Munich, and then he ended up going to Manchester United later on. But he was always on the injury list. I forgot his name, man.
I don't know.
Shoulder injury.
Like, DK.
He's been out from a shoulder injury for a long time.
That makes sense. But like DK just came back from injury, so we don't even know what he can do. Like the striker position's exciting because there's a lot of exciting guys, but like none of them are like.
Yeah,
none of them are really taking the mantle.
Gio Reyna is our Owen Hargreaves.
And speaking of Owen Hargreaves,
that's yeah.
And speaking of Owen Hargreaves, let's we'll bring it over to the German league, Bundesliga. Kane trophyless jokes are over in 2 months. The girl I want, me.
James, did you say they can't see the reply?
They can't see the reply. What does it say there, Toke?
The reply underneath is winning Bundesliga as your first trophy is like losing your virginity to a prostitute.
If you're Bayern.
Dude, listen, I am a huge Bayern hater. So I really enjoyed last season. And I don't dislike Harry Kane, but at this point the memes are hysterical.
Harry Kane has become like the joke of how not to win a trophy.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's like you kind of feel for the guy, but honestly, like
he's not a bad player.
He's not.
Like I feel like he should have had some silverware.
More silverware.
More silverware. It's just messed up that he might be cursed. I don't know.
Are BVB cursed? Because right now Bundesliga they're in 10th, but in the Champions League they're in the quarterfinals.
This is one of those situations where you're throwing all your dice on a single tournament, hoping for the best. And this just look at the rest of the teams. Yeah, good luck trying to beat Real Madrid.
Hold on.
There's no Messi on PSG.
Hold the phone.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Is that Liverpool. Aston Villa? Am I that crazy? Have I not paid attention that hard? That
yes, you are seeing Aston Villa instead of Liverpool. Yes, you are. You're correct.
Well, Liverpool's on the. What's the opposite of the come up? The decline. But
yeah,
didn't Liverpool just win the fucking league?
They're about to win the league.
A couple years ago. Oh, they are? I thought
they're number 1 right now.
Dude, yeah, what are you fucking talking about?
I haven't been watching European soccer. I'm sorry. I just fell
Liverpool's
off this year.
They lose Jurgen Klopp and they're about to win the fucking league.
Oh my God, thank God. Look at Arsenal not in first. I love it.
That's messed up. See, I actually kind of I hope that, after watching the Arsenal documentary on Amazon Prime and seeing how Mikel Arteta try to motivate that team to win, I was hoping for that team to actually win it at least once for Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
But I guess
Well,
not.
they might have a chance next year because they are pretty good. But Nottingham Forest in third. Liverpool is in first. Arsenal in second. Nottingham Forest in third is just insane.
Yeah, Robin Hood's team, right?
Chelsea, yeah, you're right. Chelsea in fourth. Man City in fifth. Newcastle in sixth. Makes sense. Brighton in seventh.
Hey,
Aston Villa
Man
in
City.
eighth. Bournemouth
Man City
in
has been
ninth?
taking stumbles.
Fulham in 10th, Crystal Palace in 11th, Brentford in 12th. The lower teams have stagnated while all these other teams just bounced over them. It's insane. Tottenham left behind in for 13th place. Man United left behind. They're actually all behind Brentford.
It's beautiful. I want not like. Oh, it's never gonna happen.
Everton's where they should be in 15th. West Ham's where they should be in 16th, 12th. And they were moving. They were on the come up for a while. West Ham, and then something snapped and happened.
So was Southampton.
Southampton, meteoric
Good luck in the
fall.
championship.
Leicester, up and down, even though they're the 2012 champions. Ipswich Town, like what the. And Wolverhampton.
If I had a genie's bottle, one of my wishes would be to switch Leicester and Man
You hey, have you seen the disparities of points between Ipswich Town and Wolves? Like,
yeah, no.
Oh my God,
they're already. Yeah, it's already over.
Oh my goodness, it's
Wolves struggling hurts the soul. Remember when Wolves were good? You talk about MLS parity, but the Premier League has gotten a little shaken up.
It's not over though.
Years.
They play 34 games.
you gotta admit, Robin Hood's team 38. Is like
38 games,
right?
You gotta admit 38. Though, is Robin Hood's team is doing pretty good.
Well, they got rid of that shitty sheriff.
38 games.
Anyway,
Nottingham.
Yeah, 38 games for EPL.
So we brought up Harry Kane, and we were talking about trophies.
Yeah.
So let's close out this segment so we can come back and talk about the victorious. We have silverware already. It feels so good.
Quick word on Man United about to get a new stadium. I thought that they couldn't afford anything, especially because they needed a new owner. They needed a new owner with
weren't they
Jim
selling
Ratcliffe.
the team?
Yeah. Well, Jim Ratcliffe, I believe, ended up being the purchaser of it, or something happened with that.
So wait, James, that is a horrific looking stadium. Let's not lie. And
it looks like a circus.
What are you talking about? Old Trafford?
Yeah.
It does look like a circus. It really does.
New one, the
when
future.
You said that, wow, that actually looks like where Barnum and Bailey would host it.
ESPN. I was about to ask if this was like real. Actually, I'm the one that said it to you.
No, but
they're pulling a Chicago. Instead of putting a good team on the field, they're just gonna confuse you and talk about building stadiums.
I saw a FIFA save in career mode. I got picked up FIFA the other day on sale on PlayStation. It's been awesome, but been playing a lot of Monster Hunter. I just picked that up because it was on sale. Monster Hunter's been awesome, but long story short, FIFA. I was watching somebody play. Before I bought it, I did a little research and I was like, oh, did they improve some career mode? Watched a Man United career mode and the state of the team. Oh my God.
They made it realistic like that.
Oh my God. The state of that team. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. If this is the real MLS, if this is the real EPL, if this is the real Man United team, no wonder they're in 15th place. Because they're lacking world-class talent in almost every position. They have one guy in Bruno fucking Fernandes. They have nobody, maybe Onana as well, but they have nobody the fuck else. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And I was at the state of it. It's actually what made me purchase FIFA because I was like, you know what? All right, we got a Manchester United rebuild project. Fix it. Let's go fix that shit.
Yeah, he was ready to fix it until he started a game and walked into that locker room and said, "What's going on here?
What's going on here?"
First thing he does is sign Dembele from PSG. Let's go.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be fun.
Oh, you know what? Manchester United needs to rebuild its identity again.
Oh,
Does
it needs to
VAR
go down to the championship.
Does VAR need to rebuild its identity? Because it came out
No.
apparently with a quote unquote an abysmal decision the other day. But let's hear it. Let's hear it from.
Go to it. And you
Let's hear it from Thierry
go to
Henry.
it. And you guys talk us through what we're seeing here.
Yeah, so it's a run-up penalty. Yeah.
So apparently, he kicked it twice.
Oh. You know what? Hey, man, them's the breaks, dog.
It's very difficult to see that, but
His heel is inside of his heel, basically touches the ball, and so he's on the run up here. He's running as fast as he can. Of course, his speed is going to take him, and of course, he's scared. It's the middle of the penalty shootout. This guy's quivering in his boots. You know, he's been in this position before, but for some reason, he didn't have the right breakfast this morning. Something was off, and he knew it, and he could feel it. So it wrecked his confidence in going in. He was always going to miss this. He steps forward, and look at that. Look at that. What is that leap?
Did the ball move? Did the ball move?
Oh, he touched the ball. Oh,
there it goes.
That's just.
Wait, he's sliding into it. And no, he touches the ball with 2 feet, dude. You can't touch the ball with 2 feet.
Hey, that's the rules. I don't know what to tell you. It's clear.
I mean,
that if that is the rule,
that's
but you
so
just said it was the
harsh,
rule, then it's clear. It's just whatever, man. Stuff happens. Sometimes you mess up.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
So would it have been a retake then?
If everyone was successful, both teams would
Was
win.
it a retake? Was it a retake?
No,
I
I don't know.
The rule.
They disallowed it.
They disallowed it.
It's still harsh. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
they did.
Like, it just is what it is, man.
I don't know,
like-
man. It's like if the ball doesn't move.
I don't care. It's the rules.
They're
man.
not even giving us a great angle. It's bullshit.
Yeah, if the ball doesn't move, technically he didn't touch it.
Nah, I disagree.
I mean, because we both know that if you touch a soccer ball, it's gonna roll a little bit. If the ball didn't move, see, it didn't move. It didn't move, so it could have been a hey, he might have been like a tiny centimeter away from the ball. It's just a bad angle.
It looks like it
Cameras.
moves.
I'm team. It's not. It's
It
no
moves,
good.
dude. It moves.
I don't.
It moves.
No good. Turnover on downs.
I don't know.
I'm anti. I don't think that he doesn't have, despite using both feet, he doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Oh man.
And speaking of not having a leg to stand on, we'll be right back here on Enemies of the Fire. Make sure you guys take that like button, punt it, and also help us hit our goal of 500 subscribers. It also it's a great way to stamp your ticket. We'll be right back for the next part of the ride.
Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We are here for our favorite segment to talk about the Chicago Fire.
And leading off the segment, Paul Pogba is not yet signed here with Chicago Fire, but there are certainly fans out there who would love it.
Hold on.
I would say I'm one of them. What about you? What do you got? How are you guys feeling?
Okay. I have to start with this. We won a fucking game, and you're starting with Paul Pogba.
I'm starting again.
All right.
I'm starting again.
No. Secondly, not a fan of Paul Pogba. Like, well, not he had his time and place, but let's not forget he played terribly for like 3 years.
It's true.
For Man United before being suspended. I don't think
This is with doping.
Yes, suspended for doping. So like, I don't want to be the experimental spot. Let Besiktas be where he experiments. You know what I mean?
Speaking of the experimental spot that might be coming good, accidentally became important at work. It's Sergio Oregel. Dude, he's been playing.
Man, I gave that kid so much crap in the first game.
You really did. You gave him a lot of crap, and I was saying like he's been looking okay, and then I felt like I got a little vindication last game where like he came in as a sub and immediately made an impact. Boom! Turned the game on its head. In fact, that to the point where the Fire have not had a win like that, a come from behind win like that in the last 80th minute since God knows when, maybe ever.
Never. We've never.
And
Like,
Oregel
listen.
was like integral part of it. And honestly, he came in there and he changed the game. I'm like, wow, this kid is blowing my mind because he's going in there and amongst men and just dominating.
He had a monster game, and we are burying the lead. Everybody is excited. The Fire won 3-1 against FC Dallas, being down 1-0 in the 80th minute. This is
my God. But
82nd,
hold on.
84th,
What?
91st.
Remember when we had the predictions last week?
Yes.
I said it was going to be a tie. Both of you guys said the Fire's going to go down.
I thought the
You're
Fire were
right.
going to go down. I thought it was over.
We're like, oh my God, Lucho Acosta's on this team. Oh my God, I don't think the Fire are going to get through.
No, I've seen Lucho Acosta destroy us before. But
Yeah,
it was on the
yeah,
new
yeah.
team.
James, scroll down. When did Oregel come into that game?
Let's find out. Let me go to
What
lineup.
minute?
Check on
Because-
lineups.
I don't think it'll tell us the minutes.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay,
But let's go
because
to the timeline. Let's go to the
when he came in, he changed the entire game, which is wild for a kid to do.
You know who
the
else
key-
came in and changed the entire game?
Boroso.
Oh yeah, Boroso. I
No,
mean,
no. You guys got it wrong again.
Oh no! Don't say Tom Barlow did not.
Yes, Tom Barlow came in and changed the game.
Tom Barlow changed the game.
Guys,
like,
Sergio says 80. He came in at the 87th minute. He came out at the 87th
Oh,
minute.
he started. He started.
Oh,
no! It was Boroso who came in. You're right.
That's what it was.
Boroso came in.
So Oregel was running stuff, and then so these kids, dude, I'm at a lost for words. As much as the first two games of the season really hurt the soul, this one felt good. Like the kids are all right. Like Boroso came in and proved, like without a shadow of a doubt, he belongs here.
Well, let's
Oregel
talk
had
about this. Gutman's goal. Like that's what kick it off because when Gutman didn't just stuck his foot out, like he literally placed it. Like he acted like he was a striker, like cool, calm, and collective.
Yeah, we needed
Like
that from Gutman because he had been getting his ass handed to him all game long on that that left back position. He was getting beat all day.
Yeah.
And it was to the point where I'm like, we might be having to look at a new left back. And then all of a sudden he comes in with a moment of brilliance coming across and just banging it home.
It was almost like he kind of just said, "How do you like me now?"
Yeah, Gutman, that you were completely correct on that. He placed that ball. That was a perfectly struck ball exactly where he wanted it to go and went in the back of the net. And then, so Oregel, Boroso, Gutman, like the Glasgow played well. I mean, Chris Brady blocked the penalty.
Holy
Chris
man.
Brady is a brick wall.
Brady, the birthday boy.
Oh my God.
A penalty.
He's still a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like the youth movement here in Chicago scared the crap out of me coming into the season, but is starting to really look smart. Like this is looking good. Chris Brady, despite playing so many games for us, is still a kid. And to see him block shots like he was, like there was a point blank header that he stopped, like that penalty. Yes, it was poorly taken, but you still got to block that. He still had to block it with his foot.
He was already diving the wrong way. Like that ball was going down the middle, but smart goalkeeper. Make sure his leg stays behind.
He's really come far. And that it is oh man, look at that. This team needed this, dude. This was
a great picture too.
Yeah, what a great picture.
You know what? And as soon as Boroso came in, because I honestly think that if Dean was still playing at that time when he had that shot, he probably would have skied it.
I mean, of course, that's not Dean's game. I mean, let's not be honest. We're not here to bash Jonathan Dean. He just isn't of level. He is just isn't a starting
But even from the defensive side, you can tell Boroso was more on point, like defending. Like he was
Oh.
quicker, faster. Like he was making the smart moves. He was tracking guys like crazy. Like if there was one guy that wanted to earn the spot, that's he. This 20 minutes of fame, he pulled it through, and
Well-
I'm actually kind of excited.
Oh, I've been excited. So this kind of brings up something I want to ask both of you about, because we've been waiting for Boroso, and so he didn't play the first 2 games, didn't start this game, and him and Kwame came in and how do you pass a medical with being injured? So like these, like, is the new practice field like crappy? Is it a training issue? Are we just, is it literally just an injury apocalypse? Because everybody and their brother is hurt. I mean, that's partially why the youth movement is so strong right now. Like if Zink wasn't hurt, was Glasgow getting on that field? No. You know what I mean? So it's like,
And
I
what
don't know.
about that? Is that going to be a nice little upgrade once he does get back?
well,
But you know
like,
what's interesting? What was
what's
interesting
causing
about
the
this?
injuries?
Well, that's true too. But what was interesting about that Dallas game is that Bamba playing on the right side was pulling so many guys towards him, and it made it
Bamba
left
was
everybody.
so good. But
He was pulling guys. Not only that, but that's the thing though. He was pulling guys towards him. He actually, it kind of made the other guys shine a little bit, because now, everybody's focused on Bamba, but nobody's really paying attention to Oregel. On
Well,
the
and
right,
Kuipers is making good runs too.
Kuipers.
You know what I
Oh my
mean?
god,
Like,
yeah.
So, like it
The man, we have Kuipers has 3 goals right now. He has 3 goals. Gutierrez has 2. We have
Bamba has
Gutman
2 assists.
2 assists. Gutman has 1. Boroso has 1. So how many total goals we scored last year?
Oh my God, good question. Not many. Like it's funny you brought that up. That's what I was gonna bring up as well. Is like, dude, it's funny watching the Fire feel like watching the Bears. Like they don't forward pass, so there's like offense is so plodding and slow. But now this season, like it doesn't matter how many dudes they put on Bamba, we are instantly a threat on the counter. Instantly.
Kuipers tied for
Instantly.
second with Christian Benteke, Dreyer, Jordan Morris, Rafael Navarro, and Segovia, all behind Baribo.
Well, they all have 3 goals, right?
Tai
So-
Baribo, who has 6.
He has what?
6 goals.
6 goals.
Wait, what?
I know. Something 6 goals, 3 games. That's insane.
Jesus.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah,
It's the start of the
we'll-
season.
We'll see.
Did he score
But-
on us?
No, we didn't play Philly yet.
Okay.
No, we haven't
we
played.
played DC, the other Philly.
So, but no, we're lethal on the counter. Like we have teeth to our offense. So like, as much as the sky is falling, it does allow us a chance here to fix our defense and get some gelling happening. You know what I mean? Because we're still threatening. We can still score goals. Like we're still dangerous. Like how many times in the last 3 seasons,
Dude.
if the Fire were down 1-0 in the 80th, like how many shots would we have had, let alone goals?
I mean, even last week where we felt it coming, it's like it was clear that there was something different about this Fire team on that field that day. Real quick to clarify, Baribo scored 2 goals in the first game, 3 goals, a hat trick in his second game, and this 1 goal in his third game. So that's how he did it.
Oh my God. Remember when I said Philly wasn't real?
Yeah. I guess
They're
they heard you.
destroying.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
Tai Baribo. Who the hell is Tai Baribo? An Israeli soccer player.
Where'd he come from?
he's been at
Wolfsburger AC.
Where is that?
Wow, he was here last year. What?
Well, he's been here for 2 years. Yeah.
Interesting.
He scored 7 goals in 6 games in 2024 Leagues Cup. Wow. Who is this guy? He's dominating.
I mean, he's a legend of the Austrian football Bundesliga. Duh.
9 goals? Wait a second. 9 goals in 16 appearances? That's almost a goal. That's a goal every other game.
That's crazy.
So that's decent. It's like, dude, this guy's output's insane. What is this guy? He's 5'11", so he's not the tallest. He must have some other skills in his bag besides height.
Well, apparently, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing Tai Baribo when Philly comes down.
Pick him up in your MLS save.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
but
so I mean, like you could tell this Fire team looks different than whatever we had last year. It's just even if we took a heavy loss against Columbus, even if we took that heartbreak tie,
and they're
against,
a great team, Columbus. They've also won all three of their first games, I believe.
Columbus looks better than I thought they would. So,
but I also want to say that we're probably going to be competitive against Columbus on the return leg when they come to Chicago.
I hope so. I mean, I hope we turn Chicago into a tough place to play for other people, man. That'd be nice. You know, it'd be nice to like.
I just want this team to compete. Like, I don't care if they don't, even if they don't go to first place. I mean, I'm hoping they go to first place someday. But even if they can stay in the top 7 and be competing and make the playoffs a regular thing, then I think that's a success on its own. But
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All I want this year is to make the playoffs, even 9th place. That's all I'm asking for, man.
I think, like Brian Gutierrez, he has really like turned things around. Like even against that Dallas team, like he was like turning guys around and everything. He was doing that footwork. The one guy that I think the weakest link on the midfield right now, it has to be Pineda. Like, I never seen a midfield
hurt still. He's like got a knock still, but he's like playing where everyone else is out.
I just don't like the thing is that Pineda is like doing a lot of giveaways in the midfield.
Yeah,
that's never good.
Yeah, in this kind of offense, you can't. Well, that's another question I have for the two of you. Did we benefit from being behind? Because remember what my biggest complaint about Greg is that when we're ahead, he completely parks the bus to the point where he invites too much pressure and we end up leaking, right? And so did we benefit from not being up 1-0 in the 80th minute? Did we benefit from being down and he had to push? I don't know.
I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking that they don't need their front's loaded. I think that they need a proper left back. If they, instead of bringing a center mid extraordinaire in which you would have to sit either Gutierrez or Oregel, because right now we have Bamba, Kuipers, Zink in for Glasgow over in that right side, right? You have Guti, Acosta, and Oregel. And Oregel needs to play. That kid needs to freaking play. I'm sorry.
Well, so here's the thing.
Now
we don't know.
It has me looking at this lineup being like, where can you upgrade a place? Well, you can upgrade center back and you can upgrade left back because Boroso is penciled in at right back.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know the extent of the injury for Kevin Acosta.
No, we don't. That's scary in and of
So
itself.
True.
You might have to think, okay, we might have to get another midfielder. I'm not saying go crazy and get a DP midfielder. I mean, if Greg wants to take that step, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. If he wants to get a DP midfielder. Other than that, you kind of need work on the center backs because I get it. Jack Elliott and Rogers, they're still, I guess you could say they're still trying to blend in and try to gel with the team, but they haven't looked great at all. And it almost feels like you kind of need some leadership in the back.
You need a guy that, because Elliott's not the player I had hoped he would be so far,
and which Sam Rogers is not either.
Sam Rogers is not where it's at. He's struggling mightily.
I say we need another She-Holes type player back there, like She-Holes the first year.
Is it time to bring in a DP center back?
I've been banging that drum. I don't know. I don't know.
It's
like is Zink gonna come good? We haven't really seen him do a ton.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to have a breakout game.
I hope so. I mean, you see it. Like these players are even the youth movement. Even Williams and
Sam
Oregel
Williams
and Glasgow.
Decent. That was crazy.
Like all these.
That's maybe there's some guy you could rely on as a little bit.
You know what? Sam Williams would be a nice bench piece.
Well, the problem is they played him, so he's got to go back to fire too. He's already like used
Unless
up
they
enough of his
sign him.
contract.
And no,
Unless
no,
they sign him.
he needs
Yeah.
to play though. That's the thing. And he's going to play a lot more with Fire 2 than he's going to play behind Sergio Oregel and whoever the heck that the Fire bring in as a DP, because they're probably not
This
bringing
is
in a center
interesting,
back
though.
or a left back DP.
This is interesting though. Juan Miguel Calle, that's the new kid that they signed from Colombia. Trip Fleming, Harold Osorio, who's I think he has one more game left. But the fact that they're still letting Sam Williams practice with the first team kind of makes you wonder if they're considering signing him on a deal for
They
the first
should
team.
be.
I wouldn't
from
be
what I
against
saw.
it. I wouldn't be against it at all. Yeah, I mean, like these kids have talent. That's the
I
thing.
was
These players on
surprised.
this team
That's what I'm
have
saying.
obvious talent.
You're right. That's why Sergio Oregel has to start, and that's why bringing a DP puts him behind.
So
I don't think that's the
I
right
think-
move.
I think it's right now. I think keeping Oregel on the lineup is good. I wouldn't say
You need to
go
start
the
him. He's
full.
a kid. He
I
needs
wouldn't.
to
I wouldn't
start.
say. I wouldn't say go the whole season with him on the lineup. Obviously, you want to rotate him
wood
out.
chipper, baby.
Wood
Like,
chipper.
No. I would
chipper.
say
I love it.
you gotta rotate him. You gotta rotate him later on.
Well, a
I
little,
mean-
yeah, he's gonna hit a wall. You're right. He's
Yes.
gonna hit a wall.
Yeah, you gotta
You're right.
rotate
I
it.
agree.
You gotta
But-
rotate him. It's part of development.
But the thing is, if everybody were healthy, right? Like, so I mean, let's talk about starters that are unhealthy. So Zink would be in the lineup, and then Guti and Acosta, like Acosta would be there. And if we had a better center back, because then you got Boroso and Gutman, which I'm surprised, James, you're so anti-Gutman. But
Yeah, me too. I
if
kind of.
if you had a better center back, then everyone around
You can
him
improve Gutman.
is
Gutman's
every.
improvable.
That's
I think all you need.
His
I
position,
think all you
you're able
need.
to improve. You're able to improve.
I think all you need is a veteran center back, that will literally scream at Gutman like, "Hey, get to your position. Hey, do this. Tell Jack Elliott, hey, stand right here. Hey, watch that guy." You need a guy that can kind of, build the line in the back.
Well, it looks like
'Cause
Jack,
right now-
Jack
Can I-
Elliott's penciled in as the left center back right now. So
well. Can I say something really dumb? I think if you got a better player than Gutman
we'll never stop you.
at left back, he'd last one season because he'd be too good for MLS.
Yeah.
Like Gutman is as good of a player
It's
in
an
MLS
MLSer.
at that position that isn't gonna bounce on you. That's the thing. You know what I mean? We'll have Gutman for 3 more years. Whereas, like, if we had somebody better than Gutman, he would bounce in a year
Yeah.
because he'd get signed somewhere else. Because, like, to play better than Gutman is to play best 11 soccer.
All right,
in
I
MLS.
You'll be going
hate
to
to
Europe.
break it to you, but Atlanta United deemed him surplus to requirements, and there's a reason for that. Just letting you know.
In
my opinion.
Okay. You know what? I respect it. There are people.
But you
that
know what? Gutman up to this point, Gutman has been serviceable.
Serviceable. Get his ass.
He is
Get his ass
serviceable.
blasted though all last game, and he
Hey,
truly made up
this
for
is
it with
where-
the goal.
This is where you need that leadership in the back line on the center back row. Like, you need the director, so to speak, on that center back row. Someone that's gonna tell Gutman, hey, watch out for the counter attack. Stay on this side.
Well,
You know.
can I ask a dumb question here to you guys? Can you solve the center? Like, is it possible for the Fire? Because apparently that's the other thing we keep forgetting. We keep thinking we have a DP position, but they said screw that. We're doing 4 U22s.
Then I
But
think you could live with two DPs on this team, because really
No,
you need a
that's-
tulip center back. You need a tulip
I
center
mean-
back, left back, and
Well,
maybe
hold
get a
on.
backup
It's 'cause-
center mid, because if Acosta's down for a little bit, but when
A
you have Acosta
U22
cooking, this is fine. I think this is
A
just something
U22
here.
row is a mixed bag though, because you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, well, you don't. But my
You don't.
question
Boroso, isn't that?
is it possible to solve the center back problem by going to a team right now who is underperforming and trying to make a trade to where they're giving up on
Some
the season,
cash.
like an LA,
Give 'em
like
some
an
cash.
LA Galaxy? Who's their center backs? Could you go to LA and be like, hey, you lost
the
3
guys who
games.
just won MLS. You want to
Yeah,
go
but they
to get
just
there?
lost
I
3
know.
straight games.
I know that they've started slow, but you got to feel like, maybe at mid-season they might be thinking about throwing in the towel, but it ain't going to be happening early in the season. Like for the MLS champs. No fucking way. We'll take a look
God,
at LA
it feels good.
Galaxy's team. I mean, if you like here,
God, it feels good that we won, didn't it?
it did.
By
It
the
felt
way,
so
we won
great.
silverware, baby.
You wanna grab
The
Yoshida?
Brimstone Cup.
Yoshida's a nice little FIFA player, Maya Yoshida.
Oh no, dude, that's money.
35
dude is
years
That
old.
dude is their that dude is like their heart. They're not
That
gonna
is.
get rid of him. But like, you know,
Zonka
you pick
is-
off somebody underperforming, you know?
Dude, these center backs are too old. No, get me a young, good center back.
Well, that's
No,
what we
like I
thought
told
Tehran
you.
and Sam Rogers was.
But you know what? I honestly think Tehran actually did good when you had Seachols right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about before he had that fall off last season. Like, you know, when we had like the first year Seaholes where he was actually really good. And you kind of need that in the center back. You need a guy that will keep, you know, cool heads instead of getting all panicky when the ball's, you know, kicked to your side.
Okay, DPG. Can we look
What's
at the
up?
screen? James, can we look at the screen? Can you see where we are in the standings? We're in a playoff spot.
Man, right
We've
now
been
we're in
there
playoff
before.
range.
We've been there before, and we did not finish there.
I know, but man,
So,
I
it has
think
been
that we're
so
gonna
long.
finish there this year. Let's go.
Hold on.
Let's go.
We're playing Toronto next.
Yeah,
They're
We
trash.
should. I
Hold
know it's
on.
on the road, but we should win this game.
We
Against
should, but
Toronto.
let's not get excited because this might be Toronto's like turnaround game too.
Oh, they didn't boycott the MLS. Okay.
It could be the turnaround game for Toronto. So
Wonder how
we
they
have
feel
to
about
kind of
FC
keep.
Hamilton.
We have to calm down a bit. I know we're excited because we beat Dallas. let's just take a deep breath. Let's go into Toronto and see what happens. All right, because I've seen this happen before where we're on a high, and then we go ahead and play bottom feeder team, and then all of a sudden that's their
It's the end of
turnaround
the
game.
world. That's the end of the world. But
Yeah,
you know what?
but
I think
man-
things are different here with Greg. I think things are different. I think that this is a different group. I think that there's a youth injection in this group that's being trusted and that they're seeing they're being trusted. So it makes all of them kind of want to work a little bit harder to impress Greg so he can earn a little starting time. Because
Yeah,
they're seeing 19-year-old Sergio Oregel lead from the midfield. They're seeing 21-year-old Chris Brady from the back of the field leading the Chicago Fire. They're seeing youth all pop up all over. Sam the fuck Williams. Sam
crazy.
who the
We
fuck
gotta-
like we're seeing a youth injection on top of the veterans, and it's been inspiring not just to us fans seeing a win here, but
Oh wow, it's a
and
130 game.
and an away win at that, a mega away win, which is so rare for the
Mega,
Chicago
like,
Fire.
Mega away win.
But
So,
to the point
wait,
where the
so
youth is
Saturday-
now also feeling that little pump of their heart fluttering. They're like, oh, I might be able to get a start under Greg. I might be able to even
So-
make a place for myself because I'm better than him. And the competition is thriving inside of that team. But on top
So,
of that, look at the love. Look at the camaraderie. There's something different about this team. Something is different about this team, guys. Just telling you. I'm not saying they're going to go win an MLS Cup this year. They might. But they could certainly become winners in very, 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 very quickly because, boom, there's their first trophy. Boom, there it is. Let's go, Greg.
They might have a deep run in the U.S. Open Cup.
Let's go. It's about
It's
time.
been
mean,
so long since I felt this good about this team.
But here's
It's
the
been so
thing:
long since we've been
looking
able to
at
taste.
the schedule, we're literally it's a very heavy Canadian schedule we're playing.
Let me find it. There it is.
Oh yeah, Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. Oh man. So,
I mean,
which
I
is-
agree with you guys. We could take the 3 points at Toronto. It's gonna be a hard-fought game at Vancouver, and then, of course,
in Vancouver, guys, like
Vancouver.
how would if we come home with 3
no,
points?
that Vancouver game is at home.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not. It's
No,
in
it
Vancouver.
isn't. It's at BC Palace. So is Toronto. This is a Canadian field trip, boys. They brought their passports.
Wait, we don't have a
That's
home
a
game till
tariff.
Montreal?
And
We have the home game.
and you know
March
what?
29th.
And you know what? It's going to be different because they're going to be going to Vancouver. Well, I guess it's legal in Chicago too, so maybe it's not a big deal. So I was worried about them getting having a little too much fun in Vancouver, but you know what? They're probably having
Nah,
plenty
you
of
can
fun in
have fun here.
Chicago. So
All right, so
some
what's the score? What's the score predictions for Toronto?
Toronto.
What do you guys got?
Let's get a fucking dub here, boys. Let's
'Cause
get
I mean,
another
like,
dub. Let's stack it up to 2-1. 2-1 and
What
1-1.
does Toronto do, by the way?
Not
Like,
nothing.
I don't.
besides the milkman, I don't think.
Besides play hockey.
I know. I mean, besides
'Cause
having Sean
Bernadeschi-
Johnson, isn't he out?
Bernadeschi's still there, right? Or is that? I mean, Insigne's gone.
I got blown out by Cincinnati. Let's see.
Oh, is
Spicer,
Bernadeschi's still there.
Bryn Hilson. That sounds like Broomhilda's cousin. Bernadeschi, Osorio, Flores, Longstaff. He sounds like he's a good archer. Gomez, Long, Monlouis. He's definitely not French. Oh wait, he is. Thompson and Sean Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know their defense, but it looks like we could eat that alive. To me,
It looks like
I
it.
mean,
Let's not get overconfident, boys. Let's not get overconfident.
Been there before. It's true.
How do we lose this game? How could we do poorly in this game? Bernadeschi with like 2 moments of individual brilliance.
Monlouis from England. Sorry.
Or Osorio. Like, I don't think Osorio is going to be able to boss like Oregel and Acosta and Gutierrez. I don't. I think we overwhelm them in the center.
Bernadeschi is a good player, despite anything we might think about him.
Well,
Yes.
he is, but it could be. That's the problem. He could have the entire team could play like a turd, but he has 2 moments where he hits 2 phenomenal shots, and we lose 2-1, right?
Who the hell
But
is this Bryn
God, it
Hilson?
doesn't feel like it, man. It really feels like we're gonna get the W on the road again. If we win back-to-back road games, oh my God.
Let's fucking
you
go.
imagine?
I think
And
they
then we
call
can
that
take
a
loss
winning
against-
streak.
Yeah, and then you could take a loss against Vancouver, and then we feel down a little bit about it. But I feel like that would be a great trip if you could get a win against Toronto, and even if you lose against
I would
Vancouver,
take, hey, we
I'll
can
take it.
or a draw.
I think Toronto. I think the Toronto game, worst case, will end in a draw. I think we can win this game, and I really feel like the Vancouver game is gonna be tough, and you really would like you'd like to go in there and smash and grab like a draw out of that Vancouver
Jesus,
game.
how many
If we could get
Italians?
7 points out of these 3 road games, that would be
Insigne.
insane.
Insigne's still there.
Yeah, but
This
is
is
he hurt
Wikipedia.
or is,
Yeah, he's hurt.
check their website.
He's hurt.
Check their website.
He must be hurt or something because no, he's this is the live page. This is as of February 26th, literally 3 weeks ago.
Do they have an injury? Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say, well,
it's not Wikipedia gonna have that, but yeah. So Insigne might be hurt, but not a lot of Americans here, not a lot of Canadians either. They have a lot
more than you see on most teams.
Oh,
but yeah,
dude, look at this. No way, De Rosario. Do you think?
yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
that's
that's
Dwayne
gotta be his
Rosario's
son.
kid.
that's gotta be.
It's his father,
that is.
Dwayne De Rosario. That's awesome. He had his father shooting on him. This kid's got to be good.
Did you
And by the
guys
way,
notice
I
Hold
actually
on.
met.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
you met him? Go ahead.
I met Dwayne De Rosario at the airport when I used to work at the TSA. Nobody recognized him, but I knew who it was. And actually,
that
it's
is
funny
so
thing.
rad.
I got like a little card, like a little like a flash card, and I told him, "Hey, can I just get Dwayne? What are you doing right now?" He said, "I'm flying out to," I think he said, somewhere in Europe to play with the Canadian national team. And I actually went ahead and got his I got his autograph somewhere. But cool dude, by the way. If there's one guy that scores goals, has scored beautiful like goals of the years, has always been Dwayne.
When did he retire?
Like,
He
hands
was
down.
so cool. He's one of those, like, if you're an MLS sicko, you love Dwayne De Rosario. Like, dude was the man.
Yep.
Oh, I remember when I first really got into MLS. It was right around when Houston came in the league and they won the double against New England, or not the double, but they won 2 years in a row against New England, which that was wild. Like a Brian Ching and a Brian Mullins and
Yeah.
the Brad Davis.
Where's the
And
And I
Soria?
think for the longest, Dwayne De Rosario was like a super sub
Dude, but they
for San Jose.
Osorio was there. We saw Osorio. No, I was thinking, did we not
Yeah.
see Osorio's name? Yeah, we did. We saw
Yeah,
him.
no, the Osario, like, I don't know. I do
He's
like
kind of
Derek
fallen off
Etienne.
a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, what Osario's? He's reaching near 40. He's nearing 40 every day. Like it's wild. But yeah, I personally like I'm I was sky is falling the first week, and now I think we're winning the cup. But no, in all seriousness, like
I was telling you, you're way too.
I mean,
it's the first game in, and you're like,
You know
it's
what?
over.
You know what?
It's over. I'm ready to throw in the towel.
That is true. That is true.
Freaking, I'm like,
You
calm
were depressed.
down.
You were depressed.
I was.
You know
I
what?
was so bummed. It was months of excitement just to get kicked in the nuts, man.
I mean, I almost woke up my kids because I was like screaming in the living room
From the win?
from the win. Like not only that, when the goals.
Oh yeah, I was
Like,
getting so hyped. Jill was
like,
like,
I was
I
like
think you gotta
standing
go
up.
downstairs.
I was like laying on the couch for most of the game, and then for the last 10 minutes, I was like standing up. And that's when I saw. That's when I told you guys, oh my god, I gotta calm down a bit, because I was like pacing back and forth.
It was amazing. It's good. It just, there was years where just like even our quote unquote good players like Gaston and Menes can play soccer, right? But like no one showed any real talent. And now we finally have guys who, even when we're not playing well, are showing talent.
Well, speaking of not showing talent,
oh boy,
the White Sox.
Oh boy. I told James earlier today, I was like, I've never been to the Sox park. So like now's the time when
it's a nice field.
Now's the time when they're terrible and it's $7 for a ticket.
Dude, I remember back in the day it was $5 like on $5 Tuesdays.
That was Mondays.
Was it Mondays or Tuesdays?
It was Mondays.
Yeah. So it was like this is back when I was in high school. A couple of buddies of a buddy of mine and other friends, we used to like pile up in somebody's car. We were all pitching for the parking because the parking was the most expensive thing, and we will all just buy the $5 ticket.
Dude, it's so simple for me. Just hop on the train, dude, and just right there.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my god. I actually went to the Sox park like 2 years ago I had a buddy of mine that was getting married, and we actually, it was kind of like I don't want to say bachelor party. It was kind of like a celebration, and we actually got one of the suites. And I think I told you guys, Tim Anderson threw a ball at our suite, and we actually got it.
Oh no way!
Yeah. Like
rad,
I remember somebody, one of the guys that worked there, he said, "Hey guys, like before the game starts, Tim Anderson likes to throw baseballs to the suites, so just be out there and cheer." And guess what? He tried once, it didn't. He shorted it. The second time, we got it.
So James, these are $26 tickets for opening day.
Yeah, for opening day.
What's Wrigley look like?
Well, let's take a look.
Let's see opening for Wrigley.
That's the worth the ticket price. Wrigley's worth it.
Chicago Cubs, opening
I've
day.
been to Wrigley a couple times, and
hold on, we gotta find out about when they play. Chicago Cubs schedule.
No, who knows? But I've been to Wrigley a couple times. It's a good time. It's
I've gone there for besides a Cubs game.
Wait,
I've gone
the
there
Cubs
for
are playing in Tokyo. It says Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, they're playing in Tokyo. I've actually gone to Wrigley during when they have the German Christmas market.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they normally, that's cool though, because they'll have like the little shops and everything, the German Christmas shop, like outside of Wrigley, and then they actually open up the stadium and they'll have like, I think they had like rides for the kids and stuff like that, and more shops.
I haven't been to one of those things since it was at Daily Plaza last time I went.
Yeah, I gone to the one in Daily Plaza, and then I went to the one at Wrigley like a year ago. Not last year. They didn't do it last year there. So the year before.
Cubs open April 4th against the San Diego Padres.
How much
are tickets?
I will look it up. Give me a second.
Let's see.
Let's see. 150. Oh. 200.
I'm getting 74.
Oh, I'm not seeing it. $74. Oof.
Wait. No. Wait. Yeah, I'm getting 260.
Oh my god.
No, it's not. Yeah. That's not true. Price high to low to high. 74. You can get a ticket 74. For the. So 74 for opening day at Wrigley Field. $27 for opening day at Comiskey Park. Too.
That's wild.
I promised my kid I was going to take him to a Cubs game this year, so
Well,
I have you know, I actually got I could get access to tickets.
Yeah.
I'll just put it at that.
Yeah.
well, once we start talking about random Chicago shit into the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. You know it is.
So
Maybe one day I'll take you guys.
Let's
so
go.
do we all think the Fire are going to win?
The Fire got
My gut tells me yes.
But here's the way it'll probably happen. Here's the play what'll happen. They probably lose against Toronto and then they beat Vancouver. It'll be so.
Yeah, like they'll beat the hard.
That's the
They'll beat the
MLS
hard
result.
team. That is an MLS. They'll beat
You're
the
right.
hard team.
MLS
Like, we
is going
saw
to
that.
MLS. You're right.
Like that's the weird thing is that, and we've seen it happen like in the past years where we will lose against Toronto, like a really crappy team, and then the next week we'll play Philadelphia and win
Right.
unexpectedly.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, talking about ridiculous, this episode is ridiculously long like every episode we do. So I'm going to say we love you. Thank you for watching. And James, what should they do if they have made it this far?
Take that like button, put it in the palm of your hand, stroke it, pet it, look at it, maybe even give it a lick if you think it's that kind of toad. It's not that kind of toad, but it can be if you believe it. Beyond that, grab it, take a hold of it, stick it right up that like button's friendly, logical place where you like to record things, in front of their eyes. And make sure you like, subscribe, help us hit our goal of 500 subscribers, and we'll catch you guys on the next Enemy of the Fire. We are here every week. We usually release on Thursdays, and we'll see you.
We religiously release on Thursday.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's our editor talking. Let's freaking go, and we'll catch you all along the way. Comment below. We'd love to read your comments. And what was your favorite part? And we'll see you guys next time. Later. Bye.